That must be better right there. I should have checked. That must be better right there. Okay, cool. All right, and now I can say hello to the live stream. Hello. And now we can start talking about this trip I took to Colorado to check out these volcanic dikes or possible other types of wall. This is a big one. I didn't actually go to this one because it was a little out of the way for me at the time because I went across. This was the stone wall. I'm having a sip, having a drink, waiting for some people to say hello. I got 2 thumbs up. Why? Nobody wants to talk? Well, okay, before we get into this, let me just say that I also have some other information. I got a lot of stuff that I copied out, and it's going to be, like, for example, this I want to show you, and I've got another one over here, and this is about Colorado. But before I get into that, let's open up. I don't know if I have one open. I didn't prepare. Okay, so we'll shut that, and we'll talk about dome geology real quick, okay? Because here's the deal about dome geology. According to what I understand, the richat structure, this place, which I'm planning on going in about 3 weeks or 2 weeks, maybe very soon. I'm going back. I've been there before. I actually went to the richat structure plateau, Adrar plateau, twice. I've been here one time. If you know me, you know what I'm planning on doing. I'm not going to get into that. But what I do want to say is this is okay. We probably could open up this topography graph here and go to Mauritania, because I want to talk about dome geology one more time. And when we do talk about dome geology, we're talking about the creation of rings, really. And then if we look, okay, let's get over there, and I'll show you this so-called dome geology. Now, let's remember that a lot of erosion shall have happened. So there's the edge here, but the middle, dome geology is going to create these ring mountains, and these mountains were actually not like the rings that I saw. If you go back to Google Earth and go in, you see rings, and you see a lot of small rings. But at the same time, you've got a lot of sand that's blown in there. But these rings, if you zoom in, you can see the rings, right? Okay, so if these rings exist, how did the mountains get created on top of them? Now, were these mountains part of the rings, or were they added later with content? In my opinion, there's no way that this whole island should exist. I mean, they're trying to say this was the core of a exploded volcano, and then later on, this was a volcano. I don't believe that at all. There's mountains there. Let's go look again here. Look at the mountains. How did these mountains grow? And by the way, did you notice there's a north and an east and even a west and maybe a south exit that changed a little bit? I mean, that's the only thing that makes me wonder what happened to the mountains that were here. If this was a volcano, just like they say, then where's the content? The mountains should have been up against the rim of this volcano. They wouldn't have just disappeared unless that was a crater. So when I go back, that's going to be part of it. That's going to be part of it indeed. I don't know if you can't hear me at all. Let's see if we got anybody saying hello. There's Joe. Joe, if you can't hear me, let me know. And please let me know if you can hear me. I am going to get into the Colorado thing in a moment. But it is nice to see you, Joe. And especially since you did talk to me while I was right there. Now, this chart is where I went. And if you look at the top, I was specifically going here where these two X's, there's one there and there's one there. And there's a place where they come together. And that highway I found was kind of in the middle of nowhere. You had to take a dirt road. I got some videos if you didn't watch them. I know Joe did. Joe was very patient because, oh, there it is. Is that it right there? That's the place right there. Okay, that's where I ended up in the end. But I'm going to get into this. I want to get into this. I got a lot of photos and a lot of video that's up already. And I don't know how long I'm going to talk about this. I was trying to prepare. Okay, I really wanted to prepare. And the reason why I say that is because, honestly, it's important that I get the information out in a timely way. So the only way I could think of doing it was through a live stream. And I did want to say, these so-called volcanic dikes. Okay, so if you notice, there's one here that goes pretty much north-south. I took this off a sign. It says photo, but it's not a photo, right? But that's the geologist that I still haven't met or talked to. I got questions, but look at this major, huge dike going straight out. Now, I got a lot of photos about how these dikes are created. And this is not one of them. This is where I went. I'll talk about, Boulder, Denver. Okay, I'm down here by Spanish Peaks. This sign right here, this is showing the major Rio Grande Rift. I guess that's important. I got other ones. Is this the first one or the last one? Okay, so this is kind of showing how the Spanish Peaks, and I don't know, stocks. See, this is curious. That's not the main mountain, is it? Here, let's go take a look at the main mountain, just in case you don't know. Joe, I bet you know already. I'm curious, Joe, did you go look at this stuff, or did you just not know where I was? Because you asked me where I was. You mentioned I don't remember your comment, and you mentioned a place that I didn't go to. Which canyon? Chaco Canyon? I was kind of curious where that was. Okay, that's not where I was. Here, let's go over to where I went. So if you don't know, right here you can see, right when you get in there, these two little white peaks. They're not snow. Now that might be snow right there, but they're not covered in snow right now. They're if you go in there, you can see there's no snow there. So this is one of the peaks. That's the one on the west. This is the one on the east. It looks like there's some snow on this one in the photo. Now I went basically to La Veda first. I ended up there because I took a shortcut. I didn't go from over here, Walsenburg, and I probably would have realized these mountains are right there that I wanted to visit. But that's a big expanse area. Let's just measure it real quick. That's, how many miles are we talking about? 6 or 7 across. Of course, I had to take dirt roads, so it was more like probably a 15-mile drive. Okay, Joe, I'm reading your message. I'm kind of curious, what's special about Chaco Canyon? I'll look it up right now just because you're with me. I think it's important to try to understand what I missed out on. And yeah, I should have looked, but I had some problem with my internet. And I was just like, I'm just going to do a little bit. Well, that's down in New Mexico, according to that. Was I in New Mexico? So what's going on down in Chaco Canyon, New Mexico? Is that it? Chaco Culture National, Chaco Rinconada National Historical Park. Huh. It looks just like the place that had the fort. I'm looking at the picture there. No, I didn't know about this. If we go and look at the whole mountaintop, you can see some broken up stuff there, but I have to be honest, I discovered so much since I went up there, and you gotta kind of be a pre-believer if you look at my stuff. And where is it? Was this Atlantis is right here. I put up a few new photos. That's New Mexico right there, and that was actually modern day according to the story, but it looks like it's a mound. This was in South Africa. That's Colorado, and what I didn't know is down below, that's the West Peak right there. So down below, there's a lot of parallel lines, and the question is, where are they coming from? Because according to the information I got, and here's the explanation geologically. Let me just find the one. I'll just close all these. This one right here, they're saying that they're coming from a certain source. I mean, there's hundreds of dikes here. That's something I didn't realize, because it took me a trip to go there to realize how many of these dikes have been laid out. There's the north-south one. Here's the X's over here, the crisscross. And then there's some way down here, and if you don't even see all of them, you see this one. But you also see this big, huge one going through the West Peak, going down, La Veta, what? And we can go and see it again here. We don't really get that here. You can't really tell. This is a Google map. But if you get real big, you can see... Okay, bigger, bigger, bigger. Okay, let's get real big. Alright, that's just big enough, I guess. You can see there's 1, 2, 3 dikes going across. I call them dikes, but I'm not convinced that they're natural, so don't get tricked. I mean, we have to understand what we're looking at. These dikes are like major walls. So when you say to yourself, do you really believe that's unnatural? Just going to Colorado is not going to convince you, but if you look at everything in South Africa and the way these things get, because they're not as wide as, I mean, South African, they're the same width. They're trying to blame these 3 things here, and then this one, A. So you get these formations of magma stock that dries up, and then these dikes. And by the way, this is supposed to be straight up, so showing a dike that's higher than the other is very confusing. And to show these little crops, it's a little confusing as well. Then suddenly there's some erosion that occurs, and that erosion will actually let the top of the dike show, and that's their little scientific explanation. But what we're seeing here is it's going straight. So is it going up as a bubble, or is it going straight? Well, when you look at the dikes when they're recorded, and we'll get rid of these now. Okay, there's the third one. It's showing... Oh, sorry, that's B. C? Where's C? What happened to C? Okay, well, I don't even care about C, but it just shows a final step. And in my opinion, these explanations are a little weird when you look at... Okay, I'm trying to show you. Why is it not... Okay, it's over here. I'm trying to show you... This is the dikes that are recorded. Okay, so you've got this volcano... And it didn't really erupt, right? So it's not really a volcano, but it shot out all these magma lines and dikes. But you have a straight line over here. You have straight lines here and here. You have a straight line going perfectly north-south right there above the west. Like, that's the key place. And it just doesn't add up to me. It never did. And I didn't believe the whole time I was there. And then south of all that, you've got these 3 parallel ones. Where are those coming from? Some volcanic source over here. When you have the main mountain up there that has a star. Because you do have a star shape coming out of there. You have a star directional, like that's the middle. You can see it with all these dikes. That's the middle. But then you have these 2, these 3, they're going a different direction. So there must be another source. And I heard so many stories while I was there. And I'm going to go through those and show you the ones about the giants and the gold. Now the gold is pretty modern day. Now there's another one. Hold on, let me show you this other one. Let me close this. So this is just basically... Okay, let me get it. Now this one is a little bit more simple. Comes from a book. It doesn't show all the dikes in the other way. And this little cliff here, this is a little confusing too, because over there, Trinidad, you do have a major mountain plateau over here. So that is on the east side of the 25, I guess. So vertical dikes cut across rock layers, forming straight lines on geologic maps. Cliffs of Cretaceous sandstone Edge Park Plateau, where that's over here on the right. Now I basically, this Highway 12, let me zoom in a little bit. You can see kind of a, is this... Maybe this is the west and that's the east, but you don't really see the crisscross ones up here. So this isn't really perfect, not like actual... where is my map? Let me close this down. And then I'll show you some of the photos I took. You know, where is it? Where is it all? Anybody got any... Hey, okay, I got some comments. Let me move them over here so I can read them. Wow, lots of them. Joe, you got your name... from that neighborhood, I guess, with much stonework. Okay, I'll have to check that out, Chaco Canyon. Well, what I have to say about New Mexico is that I did discover some straight lines in New Mexico parallel to coming from Heron Lake, and then also down in the Dulce area, Sweet. That also has some parallel lines. Furthermore, that's up kind of on the north side. Down a little farther south in what is it called, Pie Town? There are two parallel straight lines. So I don't understand why these geologists ignore, and they're parallel. So yeah, and then Kivas. What, I forgot what that is. A Kivas. I heard this before. I'm gonna just take a quick look. Kivas definition. Okay, well, Kivas was good for a second, wasn't it? And then I got that weird word that I never saw before. Okay. Oh, that, right. And by the way, we're talking about, those are probably gold processing centers, a lot older than mainstream media says, in my opinion. And I'm believing this now. This is probably a big, huge container for gold processing, in my opinion. And I'm curious. They call it a kivas, and I know they have windows that align, but I don't know if I would really put my money on this being more of an astrological alignment stone, even though it has these small holes that can align. I also think that they were, I mean, there was no stairs going down there. Something was going down inside this space. I think and I like the explanation, and they use this same specific picture here, saying, and they were talking about this, the roof, if the people were living down there, how'd they get down there? Was there stairs? No. So what's going on here? Well, there's input and output holes, but if this was a fire, why would it be right in the middle where people were climbing in and out of the top? I mean, this is coming from Mind Earth docuseries. It's like 7-8 videos this guy did. I watched it and commented on it. All right, where's the other comment? Speaking of comments, is this comments? What's this? I want to show you that later. That's probably the most detailed one. That's probably the most detailed one. Where? Oh, I got lost. Where am I? Sorry, right there. This is showing that area. That's probably the most detailed one. It shows the crisscrosses up there. 1, 2. And then it shows all those lines. I'd like to come and count all those. Because the thing is that if they're coming from a volcanic source, why are they crisscrossing each other? And when you look at this crisscross, where is that at? And I haven't even got to Storm Run Gaming's comment yet. We can look at that in a second. Let me just read It always does that. You say, yeah, well, here we are. Welcome. And a ley line. I'd have to take a look. I did open up one thing that might not be ready. I have it around here. I can look at the ley lines, but I have to prepare it. Let's look at the ley lines later for now. That's a good idea, though. It's a good question, and I met a guy who gave me a lot of information that's non-mainstream, and he pretty much believes, I can just grab it real quick and read it to you. He pretty much believes it was for water and also controlling electricity. Like even in Petra, they have 2 water canals going in and out of the place. Why do they need 2? Is it just for water? Or was it an electricity line that they were using the water for? Let me read it. I'm just grabbing it right now. Yeah, so this guy was mainly Hindu. I met him in Trinidad. I was leaving town, and he's talking about the world's oldest religion being Sanatana Dharma. He says that there were 4 holy books of the Veda, and that the giants that created these were the Asura. Asura, the Asura. So these giants were doing it, and then later they were conquered by the Deva, or I was writing down what I heard, and okay, actually, when I got to go back look at the original notes because I did voice recognition and didn't type it well, but it was all about gold and water, and he claimed there was instead of the he's talking about what killed the dinosaurs was really a nuclear war. And I'm not going to be trying to prove or disprove that. I'm looking at the evidence, and I really think that this is a crazy set of dikes and lines that I visited, and the explanation is kind of weird. And I do think, since I've found similar lines in other places, all parallel, all intelligently designed and laid out, that we have to really consider these as well. I'm going to give you some photos of the trip. I went through them, so let me get rid of this. Again, we can get rid of that, and I can look at your comments, which are here. The Chicano symbol. I don't even know what the Chicano symbol is, and I thought I knew everything about Latin culture. The Chicano symbol. Okay, so we're talking about that? No, I don't think so. What Chicano symbol are we talking about? Let me get a little more specific. The Chicano symbol at the Chaco Canyon. Whoops. You know, I really started this because I was just wanted to go on about dome geology again. You know, it's hard for me to really fathom dome geology creating mountains like we saw. Okay, where? What is this? The Chicano symbol at Chaco Canyon. Did I search it? What is this? Can we get an image? This one? Okay, so we got this little curly Q. That might be what you're talking about. There's one there. Other than that, I'm not sure. Let me read your comments more. Mayan World Tree. Okay, let me look that up. The Mayan World Tree. Okay, oh, it's been a while since I've seen any of these drawings, you know. I used to study these. Let me look at the images, see if anything more came up. I don't know. I'll have to check into that, and I'm definitely going back up there. I've got a couple of things. It's stepped across, you said. So we're talking about stepped across. Maybe one of these. This one right here is one of the more interesting ones right there. That right there is what I call the squatting man. And I do have a recent shot. Where did I put that? Let me go in here and look at the Colorado pictures for you. They're pretty much what I did was when I came home, I passed by a structure that, to me, and here's the structure. It's right there. I was driving by it, and I grabbed all these pictures. To me, this structure caught my eye right away. And you know why? Because of the eyes of the Sahara that Zero Control, Anthony Tunstall, showed me many years ago now, about 4 years ago. And here's a shot. I found it on Google Earth, and I thought, wow, that is a pretty interesting. Looks just like one of the eyes of the Sahara. And it is a little symmetrical. I know that from space it's a little bit weird, but these shapes started popping up. In fact, I found a couple new ones that look just like that over here in South Africa. As I was getting ready for showing you this, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I'll show you right now. Where is it? Not there? Let me get rid of that. Now, maybe I closed it. Where's my... Here, that's not... Yeah, that's it, right there. So I started looking at South Africa again, and I found this mound. And I thought, well, it's kind of simple, but when you have these little centerpieces sticking up more in the middle, that kind of looks more like what we just saw. And I saw this other one. I found... Okay, so I call these things nubs. And I found one that it goes along these ancient lines, and I found this other one right here. And this ancient line was coming from... It's in Lesotho. And this is almost that same shape, and I thought, well, it's not exactly perfect back there. But then we looked at this one here and saw the same thing happening. This one right here. We find the same thing happening. So I just want to say I drove past that in Arizona. Not this. This is South Africa. But I drove past that other one in Arizona. And yes, there is a Trump sign on it. Probably should have tried to blurt that out just to avoid trouble. Here's another Cavern Tours right there. Exit 123. Well, this was the next exit I saw was 134. And I put that link in the Was This Atlantis page. Oops, I accidentally closed that. Okay, so here it is again, and I thought that was kind of very similar to that mound that I found in South Africa. Yeah, it's so many, right? There's so many. This is South Africa, and I was looking there again. Okay, where's this? This is another straight line coming from the the Spanish Peaks that I just visited. I was in Aguilar. I went over here and I went to the little cross. This is the beginning of the Rocky Mountains. So we've got like a desert over here. It's right on the edge of the desert. Found one that went straight out 5 miles. And it actually, according to the book, it goes this way, but I couldn't see it. So it's like, okay, let's take another look at the scientists. They're saying that these curves poked out. Well, what about the straight lines that poked out? How about the straight lines that are 5 miles long? And I found them that are much longer, but this is a straight line. It goes right there, and you can see it go all the way over. By the way, Was This Atlantis? It has a link. You can go check it out yourself. I found this, by the way, I didn't mention this, that mountain I drove past, that was in Arizona, not New Mexico. The one that here, I'll show you again. That's not it. That's Colorado. Sorry, I grabbed the wrong one. It's over here. And the other one that went with it was right there. This is in Arizona. This is in Arizona. It also was right next to this weird pit called Dante's Descent. So look that up, and you just zoom out and go to the freeway. You'll find it down a little bit farther, just along the freeway. There it is again. I gave you a link. Here's some weird lines I found in Africa. Nothing connected to today's story. And that's the past. I found a bunch of stuff. Just a lot of mounds and what looked like deliberate lines. So you can go back. I'm not going to go too far back to talk about all that stuff. I found a lot of new plateaus with some cut lines and machine lines on top of them. We're not talking about small things. That was like a kilometer wide. I forgot where this was, but you can see a couple lines trying to cross this obvious water source. Pyramid in Nevada, Pyramid Lake in Nevada. Okay, let me just show it. The Mayan world tree symbol. I think you're talking about the squatting man. Might be the same thing. Circle. Okay, Pyramid Lake in Nevada. Ancient mining grounds. I mean, I'll look at it right now to get it going. Let me just open up a new. What's this? This is you guys. Put that over here. I lost mine. I think I just closed it. So let's just go here and put in Pyramid Lake. Because I'll tell you what, one person told me about Utah, and I went there, and it was crazy. Crazy. I want to see all this stuff right away. Pyramid Lake in Nevada. It's up there. Why did they put it at the top? So I don't know a lot about it, so I just kind of have to go and look. That's an interesting line right there. What is this? Pyramid Lake Fishway. Usually flood control has big long lines like that, amongst other things. I don't know where all the mining was. Well, I'll just leave this open. Take a look. Do you even duplicate it? Ancient buried wall 10 feet under soil near me in Texas. They say it's geological, but it's not. Rock Wall, Texas. Oh, now you're making me want to go to another place. Okay, let's try that. Rock Wall, Texas. Yeah, there's a lot of places going on in the USA now that I had no idea. And of course, I don't know this wall. Well, there's just so much stuff that's gone on. I'd have to look at a topographical map, I think. Rockwall, Texas. Where's the rock wall? In the middle of town, right here? Let me just show you the photos I took, and then we'll get to a stopping point, or we can keep going. Let me. There's a bunch of stuff that I had to grab, so it's ended up on the desktop. But let me just go through the raw images right now. Okay, so this is not even. This is just random photos I took. What the heck is Highway R.O.W? No idea. I took a few of those. I don't think you're gonna see any. Okay, somebody grew an extremely large zucchini. Didn't really want to get into that. I stayed at a couple hotels. It was grabbing the mountains. Nothing special here. Just still in New Mexico. I did a live stream. I don't know what happened here. That's weird, right? Not sure what happened there. But anyways, that's an image that came out of my camera. Now, I didn't take my high-quality camera on this trip. That's a nice one right there. Love it. Let's go in there. What do we got going on there? That's a great shot. So that's what you get from a cheap smartphone. Oh, this is... well, I know what happened. This is one of those panoramic shots. So it probably caught the same thing twice. All right, let's go... Oops. These are some nice panoramic shots. I think I should... I didn't realize they were going to have such crappy horizons. I thought it was going to be self-adjusting. Let me just go and see if we see any... giants? Near Pyramid Lake where giants were found? Where were the giants found? I want to know about giants. Okay, let's just go through this stuff real quick. And then we can talk about it. So this is Taos. And I'm heading towards Colorado. And I wanted to pull over and get those clouds. I thought they were awesome. And I could get lost in those clouds, you know. You start here and then you back out. And they just keep coming and coming. And I do like to paint. So and then this is in Colorado. I didn't get any shots of me entering Colorado. So we're in the Sangre de Cristo National Heritage Area. We're almost there. And I could even see the peaks. Or at least I thought I was seeing the peaks. Okay. And I went and took these pictures. I pulled back into this area to get these to get this information. I just wanted to see because I don't have any resources at all. I'm pulling in a town, so I just want to. I just want people to be able to see. Now, this isn't really information that is relevant, but it's historical, and it gave me some other sources. So I went ahead and took what I could get. And Sangre de what? I just passed it, the whole thing. Yeah, Sangre de Cristo National Heritage Area. That seemed to be a big part of it, especially the south part. And there's some other different trails and stuff. For example, this trail on the left, I saw that the whole time. Colorado Scenic and Historic Byway Commission. Scenic Byway. That was I went over the Cordova Pass and saw that a lot. I didn't see a lot of these other ones. Okay, there were some stories on this board, but nothing that struck me as important. I tried to grab shots of them and get high res because I wanted to be able to read them later. But nothing here is related. Now, this is a different spot. This is another spot, and they started to talk about these legends. There's legends of the giants. Where's the giants? The giants are not here. Okay, is it over here? That's the devil. That's another thing. We got this guy named Huaja Toya, and he set up his wife in these mountains. And then the Spanish gold legends were there. There's a story. This is more modern day, though. And this expedition apparently found gold, and then they killed everybody. Like, real cool, right? Like, that was lame. So I was looking at that story, and then there's this other one about giants. Where's that? Find it somewhere. Where's the giants? They're in here somewhere. Okay, so what we're looking at here is right by those signs. We're looking down at La Veta, right behind here. we're looking down at Levetta. And so I took this road. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I took a road down into Levetta. That's the west, and that's the east peak. I'm looking south. Okay, let's not go backwards. When I got into Levetta, there was deer running around everywhere. I thought I'd take a picture of the deer. Got some video. Where's the video of the deer? I think I got that right here. Oh, I mixed it all up. Here's me walking over to get the deer. And then later I'll tell my girlfriend she can watch this video. Because I couldn't send her this video in Messenger. But I can live stream it. So the deer are over there walking around. You'll see him in a second. I like the one that's running and jumping. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I'm doing this right now. So there's that guy. He ran away. He got a little weirded out by me walking up on him. And there's more. There's a bunch of them. 3 of them right there. Is that it? Okay, here's the other one. So here's that guy that just ran away in the 3. So as you can see, you're not supposed to feed them, but apparently everybody does. Link to the Giants video. What Giants video are you talking about? You gonna put that link up? I want it. I don't see the link though. Oops. Alright, so that's the deer. And then I got a few other videos. But this one I'm just trying to show as the story unfolds, right? Uh-oh. Where's my other... Is that it? No. Did I mess up? I closed it? Okay, I closed it. So we'll just go to the place where I was, right? So we went into Levetta after I saw these deer. And I went to the museum. I took pictures of stuff in town. There's supposed to be a rock shop. I went to the Francisco Fort Museum and met a lady who told me about a bunch of stuff. But mainly this stuff was not old. It was just more like the mining town. A lot of stuff. Lots of... there were some dinosaurs found there. They almost had to dig the whole place up. And there's a couple of deer in there. I thought they were statues. And they started moving their heads. And Adobe, if you're interested, that's a wooden... they moved all this stuff. That was the bar. I don't like that sign, but it was a real cool bar. I never asked her what that was. I forgot to ask her what that was. Not sure. And so I went there to Veta. Lots of cool antiques. Really nasty. Stuff you'd never keep in your house, right? What's that? Who's that? Whose finger do you think that is? You think that's my nasty, dirty finger? You think that's me? It's a person's finger and they're eating their lunch. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Because that person was... well, let me just not tell you the secret. Because, yeah, this was an interesting map of Africa, though. I might have a photo of the dude whose finger that was. But that person was under 18, so I didn't take their picture. Alright, that's local Levetta. That's the hotel I stayed at. Okay, so here, this is the giant story. It says, the Indians tell of the giants who once roamed around Wahatoya, a quarrelsome tribe of giants. They built rock walls as breastworks for their war. Now, this is getting back in. Did I read it? The Hindu thing, the world's oldest religion, the Asura. Okay, so the Asura were at war all the time, and they had like a nuclear war apparently. Now, this is the indigenous version of it, but I also have some notes of the Hindu eternal truth version of it. So here's the story. This lowercase t starts a new sentence. Totally bad. So a quarrelsome tribe of giants built rock walls as breastworks for their war. I don't know what a breastwork is. What's a breastwork? Let me try that. Breastwork definition. Okay, so it says a low temporary defense or parapet. Okay, parapet goes along the top of a castle. So breastwork and parapet. So basically little blockades. So there was a war going on. Now, I think that it could have been for water irrigation and electricity, electric conductivity, and also animal raising. That's what they said. It says right here at the bottom. A water for animal raising and electric conductivity. So that's another story of the legend of the Asura from Hindu Sanatana Dharma religion. So now the Indians, the local indigenous folk, they said that the gods of the Wahatoya watched the tribes fight one another. They grew angry, withheld the rain, and then when the water became scarce, the giants ended their war and went in search of water in distant areas. They left behind one lone warrior to stand guard over their prized valley. Okay, and then it said, the giants never returned. The guard continued at his post. One day he sat down to rest. As the gods, seeing his dedication, turned him into a stone monument called Gemmer's Butte. And I'll show you a picture of Gemmer's Butte right now. Actually, I had a picture of it. It's right here. Where is it? It's right there. Only one. It's right there. Let's take a look at it. So Gemmer's Butte is right there. It's got this big old, what they call a plug, volcanic plug. But what you don't hear about is this spinal mountain right next to it, just sitting there. And the north-south mountains back there. This is heading towards the place I spent the night, which was called Cuchara. Of course, that means spoon in Spanish. And from my understanding, it was the shape of the valley. It looked like a spoon. Okay, Joe, interesting. I need to know more about that. You say the ancient Indians in Central America have history of Hindus that date back 5,000 years. Well, this stuff I think must have been built like 140,000 years ago. And I think for this to be true, these developers, all this had to go back maybe even farther, like 1,000,000 years. You know, you're getting rock that's dated to be 500 million years old. And I do have a lot of questions, and I can talk about this when I show you these pictures. So I didn't even get started yet. I went to the museum. I met a few people, got some ideas, got some brochures. And then I got out of there. And then let's see what else okay, so the profile. So these signs are places I stopped. And don't remember where I grabbed this. I think I was in the middle of it all. I got this one picture, the Devil's Stair Steps. That's what I'm about to show you right now. Look at those bullet holes. Now there's a picture of the stair steps in this photo. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't really look like it makes sense to be, if you ask me, to be this so-called volcanic dike. It bubs, but it's not. It's a straight line. These are straight lines. Why are they so straight? Okay, the ones we're talking about right now, there's the north-south one. You can't see it, but when I was driving here, driving along this long one that I didn't even realize was one at the time, and I think I was driving right here, and they were sticking out into the road. So I think the road's right here, and these were sticking out into the road. So I got a lot of shots. I'm going to show you right now. This is from the same camera. Eons ago, when the Earth was new, the devil sneaked out of his fiery home to survey the world, found an easy way to climb the Cuchara Valley, Spoon Valley. I'm not really into the devil story, so I don't even care. Got a few shots of that sign. This is the one with the giants right there. And that's where I was stopped to take a picture. Those are the Devil's Stair Steps. I was standing at the base, and I did want to get a shot of the color of that. I don't know. The funny thing is, I don't remember it being this color when I looked. It seemed to be just a solid orange. I don't remember this, but it was kind of bright, and the sun was shining. I don't know why it doesn't look like it. I got that shot of it, and that is... Okay, I couldn't get a sample of it, because if they were on the road, I would have picked up a piece, but I didn't get a sample of it. Now, this was a kind of another one going away, so I was discovering dikes left and right. There were dikes everywhere. There's so many dikes. Dikes of all different colors, and that's the thing. That's what I want to talk to the geologist about. Why are there different types of stone? This one is orange. From my memory, it was looking orange. My camera got all this differentiation. I couldn't see that because it was so bright out. I didn't remember seeing all this yellow. And I believe that's a buildup of some kind of a growth, like a just the surface, like it's pure this color inside. And the reason why I feel that way is because of looking at it from the side. You can see it. That's a different one. Yeah, like a moss. Thank you. There's another word for it because some of that moss can actually be added up. This is not the same one. This is a different one. I went back and got this picture later on. And my camera was crap. Sorry about the camera. There's something else. Let's take a look at like this picture over here. Okay, this is an old stone. I don't know what it is. I think it's in Peru. It says here, maybe it's in Spain. I don't know where it's at, but I wouldn't call this a moss. I know it looks like moss, but it's a buildup of a different type of a growth, and I forgot the name of this. You better not call it moss. It's actually dateable, and furthermore, the more it grows, the older it is. So when you see it like this, no, patina describes its colors, but there's a special word for that. Lichen. I mean, we can find out. Let me just do a quick search, and we'll ask Google the long-term moss-like growth on rocks. Okay, well, there you go. Lichens. I see that word lichens right away. But it's got to be old, right? It takes thousands of years for it to grow in certain areas. Lichens, algae, moss grow on stone surfaces. And those lichens, I guess, I don't remember that word, so I'm going to give it a break. Some stuff. I grabbed a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can pause the video if you want to read this. And I did double take, so you're going to see the same one twice. A couple books that were in the library about the Spanish dikes. And that's pretty clear. I don't know, maybe you won't be able to see it in the live stream. So at least you can see the covers. I just took a bunch. I was at the library and I took those pictures, and definitely don't want to pretend like they're not important. I got, here we are looking pebbles, layers, formation, intrusion. You know, you see a lot of different explanations for this stuff, but none of them make sense for why we have these. That's the same pictures I showed you of these. And by the way, this is saying that the whole Spanish peak was a unexploded volcano. You know, there's also the idea that it could be an OB dumping ground. You can see these rock walls. I took some pictures myself. I just want to show them all to you. So let's get past this. And it's basically for me, I was just trying to take some info. Okay, so back to reality. We're driving along, and there's my first rock wall that I saw heading to Kachara. That's not quite true. I went by here a couple times because I had to go back. And that's the Devil's Staircase. And there's other ones, and see, that's the thing. This doesn't look the same. Like, if it's coming from the same magma source, well, I don't understand. Where's my comments? Am I going to see you guys? There you are. The more Earth scares you. Matt Dillon, Lee-Chan, thank you. I wonder how that's pronounced. Lee-Chan. Scage something. Interesting, like a rock mold, yeah. But it's a very old mold, right? And it's kind of how you can date certain rock surfaces, I guess. But it's more about counting it and seeing the thickness as opposed to using a test, what do they call the test they can do, the carbon dating test. I don't think you can carbon date Lee-Chan. You can just see how much has grown. Okay, let's move forward. So this is another one, a volcanic dike that looks like a wall, right? Is that it? There's more. Okay, so this is another one. Totally different color, I might add. This is a giant one that you see kind of along. I mean, I was actually grabbing these things, and I don't know what you call those either, so I should look that up. Those farm rolls, and that's me eating. Yeah, I'm not a vegan, so there was a live band, and I did get a couple of shots of that guy singing. Was just sending this pictures to some friends. I didn't go to the dog bar and grill. I went to the yacht club. And you can probably see how to mail the yacht club right here. I think their mailbox must be here somewhere. And I don't want to talk more about the yacht club, but I did enjoy it. There it is right there. So I went there. You go in the back, and there's that area. And this guy was selling stuff. I wanted to go back and get some stuff, but in the morning, he didn't open early enough, and I got out of there. So I wanted to buy some of his where was it? He had the sign out there, Amish. He had a lot of Amish-made products. I wanted to try out some of those products, but I should have bought them when I went in there. Oh, this is like a little chipmunk. Little tiny chipmunk. Look at that guy. Tiny. I got a couple of pictures of him in the morning. I hope I don't get something embarrassing. So this is a cuchara. Now, the reason why I grabbed that is I didn't have my good camera, or I would have stopped. But it looked like one of the giants sticking out at the top. So I was driving down the road. I'm like, man, that looks like a giant right there. And if you looked at the thumbnail of this, wow, is that the best one I got right there? That looks pretty good, right? So that's like the best shot I've got of the giant at the top of one of these ridges that they created. Okay, so after I left Kuchara, I kept on going. Hey, Dirk Jensen, nice to see you. I'm in the USA right now. And, yeah, this is Colorado. I'm going to be going to Africa in a couple weeks. Why? I'm crazy, I guess. Cordova Pass. So the Cordova Pass will get you over to the other side, and I took it. Later I found out I wasn't supposed to, but this Cordova... Are those bullet holes? What's up with those holes? I didn't even see all those holes when I took the picture. It was quite bright. This is just a memorial overlook. I don't know. I don't think those are bullet holes. That's kind of weird. What's that? That's got a piece of metal sticking in there. I doubt it. I would doubt they would use a bullet hole ridden stone for a flower outlook memorial. I took a picture of it when I first went up there, but it was really unrelated. See, here you can see how I went. This is Highway 12. And I took it from La Veda, which is up here. Way up there. La Veda. And I took it down to Veta, which I don't see here. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's the same place. Kuchara. And then, now here's the thing. I took the Kuchara Pass. Kuchara Pass is the Cordoba Pass. I went up to 11,000 feet, and I'll tell you what, I could barely breathe. Okay, Graph Writer, calling you out. Okay, what's the problem here? First of all, you're right. I probably should have said pre-Atlantis. Pre-Atlantis. Because I agree with you, or your implication, with your whole shaking my head troll move. But I do believe that you have a point. I don't believe that North America was Atlantis. But some people do. Because Aztlan. Okay, the term Aztlan is supposed to be the same Atlantis. And that is North America and part of it. Okay, let me continue my story. Storm Run Gaming. It's common knowledge that Plato basically describes all the Americas when he speaks of Atlantis. I don't necessarily agree with you, Storm Run Gaming. I don't. I think that, yes, there was a lot out there, but I think that Plato was talking about Africa. And it's pretty cut and dry. By the way, if you know me and Chris Tolworthy's video, he came out with a new book that was going over this information about the different citations of Atlantis pre-Plato. And it was all aiming over at Tunisia. We're not talking about... Okay, I believe the Pillars of Hercules that Plato talked about were the same Pillars of Hercules between Spain and Africa. But there is a possibility that the Pillars of Hercules that entered Africa were down by Tunisia, Lake Tritonis. So, I mean, I'm not going to get into that. I totally understand. The city of Atlantis, I believe, was in Africa. I believe the people that were attacking Athens were coming from North Africa. They already enslaved Egypt. They already enslaved Tyrrhenia, which is in Italy. So, I mean, we're talking about inside the Mediterranean Sea. But yeah, I think that the concentric circles in Mauritania were probably the city of Atlantis, except we have to double check and make sure one thing, and that is, was the cataclysmic crater the one that I've shown you? And I'm going to show you right now, just so you know what I'm talking about. Let me get out of here. Where's my, I always close it, I guess. Where's my Google Earth? Here's Google Earth. Pyramid Lake. What's that? Let's just show you what I'm talking about. We were talking about Pyramid Lake earlier. You're talking about giants. I want to see the Pyramid Lake. Where's the Pyramid Lake evidence from Google Earth? No, what I want to show you is here. If we look at and we can look at the topographical map too, but personally, I want to know what happened to these mountains. That mountain, you should have gone right up here. That mountain should have met over here. It should have gone right through. What happened to the mountains? That's a crater. I'm going to prove it. That's what I'm going back for. If you want to know why I'm going back, that's why. Now, I've talked about that in previous videos, so I don't want to get too deep into it. But I'm going to go back and find out if I can find any magnetic microspherules. I'm going to go right here and I'm going to see if I can collect any. How do you collect things that are magnetic? How do you collect things that are magnetic? You wear iron shoes and you walk along here and you scrape anything that sticks to the shoes. So I got to get my iron shoes. The link you left me before in where? Okay, let's keep on with the photos because I don't want to stall too much. Yep. Okay. Good. So far, so good. Okay. Let's get back to the photos for my trip. Let's avoid this for now. Let's stick with this. All right. Let's avoid this for now. Let's stick with this. All right. Well, let's hope so, Joe. Let's hope that I can get that evidence. Well, let's hope so. Because I believe that's the only proof I have that the concentric circles were cataclysmically destroyed, and we have to also date that crater, and hopefully date it at 13,000 years. I mean, wouldn't it be cool if that was the actual strike that caused the Younger Dryas event, and maybe it was more than one crater? They're not north-south? I never thought about that, Storm Run. I'll have to look into that. Okay, look at this. This is when I got to the top of the mountain. I could barely breathe up there. I was hiking around, and I was like, man, I'm getting old. But then I remembered, you got to acclimate to these different things. I went up here to the Vista Point handicap trail. I don't know about that. Maybe if you had a cart that could take you up there, because there was a double lane path. I grabbed the stuff about this. I just grabbed different shots of the sign. Okay, that would suck. This West Peak Trail, I went to these two places right here. I guess Vista Point. Maybe I didn't go to, Salazar Trail. That's only a quarter mile. I went farther than that. Let me go out there. I'm just taking pictures of everything. There was a memorial. It has that leech hen on it. Look at that leech hen right there. I mean, if that leech hen can come in the last since 1976, then that's just a small amount. I mean, I don't know how that works. You can see the West Peak behind that. Just to prove I was there, right? No motorized equipment, and right after this, I missed the thing. I didn't even take a picture of it. I just kept going straight, and this trail right here, I missed the one up there, and I went back later and got it. We got an echo? What's going on here? Why do I have an echo? What's going on here? Why do I have an echo? I shouldn't have no echo. I'll tell you what. I paid for this is today's the 21st. I should have perfect bandwidth. Thank you, Joe, for saying you bet money that I was right. We'll find out. Thank you, Joe, for saying you bet money that I was right. We'll find out. Echo also, huh? Okay, I'm going to get up close to the microphone and try to... I could actually just mute it for a second. Let me mute. I could actually just mute it for a second. Let me mute. Mute it for a second. Let me mute. I don't even have my speaker's not on. See, I don't even have a speaker on. I don't even have my speaker's not on. I don't know why you should have. I don't even have a speaker on. I don't even have my speaker's not on. I don't know why you should have. I don't even have a speaker on. I don't even have a speaker. Okay, let me mute the microphone and listen to myself talking. Okay, let me mute the microphone and listen to myself talking. Okay, let me mute the microphone and listen to myself talking. Okay, let me mute the microphone and listen to myself talking. I've been talking with that. My microphone was muted the whole time. So, yeah. I've been talking with that. Okay, so let's listen and see if I have any echo. Okay, so let's listen and see if I have any echo. Okay, so let's listen and see if I have any. Yeah, I don't know what's causing that. That sucks. Let me turn off my desktop audio. I must have another one open somewhere that I don't realize. Let's go in here, shut that down. I can put that over here. I always open too many windows, I will admit it. This one is, that one's not it. That one's not it. There's one more. So that's it. So I can put everything in the same thing, and I don't see what's causing that. That sucks. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to not talk so much. And I could mute the desktop audio. Okay, let's see if that solved the problem. I just muted the desktop audio. Let's see if that solves the problem. Oh, there's no echo anymore? It's all right? Joe says still got echo. Let's listen now. Joe says still got echo. Let's listen now. Joe says still got echo. Let's listen now. Why? I don't understand. Okay, look, I don't show this. This is the... I muted that. I'm going to unmute that. Oh, whoa, that's desktop. Wait. Mic auxiliary. Mic auxiliary. Yeah, so that without that you can't hear me. Now you can hear me. Without that you can't hear me. Let's turn this all the way down. Desktop audio. I don't know what that echo's about. This is weird. I don't know what that echo's about. This is weird. Okay, that sucks. Okay, I'll turn that off. Yeah, just a glitch. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show the last photos. I'm going to stop talking as much as possible. It's very difficult for me to just stop talking. I met a hunter. He's hunting elk. Oh, I don't know. Are you serious that you don't have the echo anymore? That's a view from looking over. Now, that's the west, so the east mountain's kind of behind it, I guess. And then here's the good ones coming soon. Yeah, I know, but it sucks, right? Thank you for your patience. Okay, so what happened here? Now, I went up to the others. I went back. I met this guy, and then I went back and took the other path over to the other side. I guess I didn't document that very well. I found some really cool elk shit. I didn't get a picture of it. Okay, so this is looking down over the north-south road wall. La Veta is over there, and then Cordoba is about here. Cool. I'm glad there's no echo now, according to what you said. This is taken with a smartphone. So there's Gamer's Butte, and right next to it is that ridge I told you about that nobody talks about. It's like, it's just a dike. So Gamer's Butte, I told you the story about the giant that just rested, is right there. I personally believe these things were carved. I'm no longer a person who thinks that these ridges, these walls, I mean, look at these things. They're just so tall, and they're supposed to be coming from the ground. I'm sorry. I think we got something over here. Let's see if we can get it. So I'm looking down basically over Kuchara right there. The first picture I took of these two items was over there on the north side. Now I'm way over here and 11,000 feet up. I got a couple shots. I mean, I don't understand. The only thing that I was thinking was maybe gold. Maybe it was all about getting the gold and the other precious metals out of the hillside. And these walls had something to do with creating a water, or maybe they were roads. Okay, that's a really weird area. I got that over right there. Right, this area right here. And there's a bunch. This is the big long one right there. I kind of wonder if that's the one I drove along. And here's a question: why were they going up and down, up and down, up and down? You know, if they're dikes, why do they have? They look like they're contouring towards the mountains. If they're contouring towards the mountains, if they're contouring towards the mountain or along or with the mountain, how can they be a dike that's coming from volcanic activity? And they had these two coming down. They're totally different. I mean, why? Okay, so here's the other thing. If the origin point is the western peak, which is over here on the right, way, way over here on the right, how are these two coming down the mountain that way? So there's a lot of questions I have about these so-called dikes. There's the western peak. Actually, that's the eastern... Wait, that's the western peak. A little bit terraformed at the top. And then when you go down along, you can see these dikes coming from the western peak. But then over here, you've got this one going randomly. That's that long one, I think. Okay, so I took a lot of pictures of that. And I got out of there. That's a good one. That's a weird one, right? It's kind of like focused in on the white part, but all weird, artistic. You know, I should do a painting from that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all parallel, but they're not going towards the western peak, right? So these are my questions. This is the same thing. That's Gimmer's Butte, and that's the small one. And the north-south one I thought was behind here, but the way I'm looking at it now, it doesn't seem plausible. The north-south one was like hiding behind a mountain. So there we go. I went to the Vista Point West Peak. I walked out there. I got that one shot. Then I came back and I took Salazar Trail to take the pictures I just showed you. Yeah, I like to look at signs. So, okay, so I'm driving out of there and I saw this cut-up rock. And I thought that was weird. Is that cement? What's going on with this rock? I mean, it's just all flat, like it's been cut right there, different angles. And I was like, is this petrified wood? I thought maybe it's petrified wood for a bit. Well, what made me want to go to the area, and I'm going to show you right now, is the fact that they have these volcanic... Okay, I got to find my shot. That's Africa. Let's get out of here. The Rockwall, Texas. That's you, right? I didn't see anything, though, so maybe later. So when I go into Colorado and you go to this place here, you see these dikes, especially here, crossing over one another. And I said to myself, what the hell, if you have a dike that's going this way and a dike that's going that way, how do you go across it without causing a major, well, it's just so smooth here. So this is what I drove right there. I was driving right here. I'll show you. And I just wanted to see, and I grabbed a rock from this right here, this point. And I'll tell you something, that rock did not match what I'm about to show you. Let me show you right now. Where are we? Well, if that's true, how come it's so straight? Okay, where's the pictures? They're right here. That's not it. Is that it? That's not it. Is that where I was? That's an old one. Let me get out of there. Let me try the other one. This one? Okay, so this is going towards the next point in Cordova Pass, which is the arch. Now, I got this picture of one of these things coming down. This is a dike coming down from the mountain, but it's kind of farther away than it might look. And I thought it was a cool shot, so I think I got a couple of them. But to be honest, once I got around it, I realized this dike wasn't coming from that mountain. There's something in between. That's a far away shot of the same thing. And then later on, I drove down there and came around, and I was like, we're way over here now, and I can see the mountain. It's not connected. Okay, so this is, I forgot the name of this arch, but I want to talk about this because this is a dike they apparently made a tunnel through. I went and got a couple of shots. I'll show you first before I mean, that's the sunny side must be the east side. They have that little symbol on the top, the tree, the forest. It's right there. This is the east side, and they made a hole in it, and then they bricked it up, so I guess it wouldn't collapse in on you. Okay, but when you get to the other side, it's a little different of a story. Now, this is what I saw. This is what I got right next to the opening right here. That looks like concrete. So I don't really want to say, but when you get real close, you can see that it looks like some type of a granite. I got this shot, same side. No, I'm sorry, that's the other side. And I got close to it. I backed away to show you what this material was. And you can see over here, I'm backing up. Over on the left here is the tunnel opening. So I was kind of curious, like, is this original or did they create it for effect? No sound. No sound. Okay. Let's hear. Okay. Let's hear. I got sound. I got sound. I got sound. I can hear my sound. Joe, Storm can hear me. So I just type that to you and I'll keep talking. I'm kind of curious about this little layer here. Is that cement? And the reason why I'm curious about it is up here. I'm going to turn that back on, make sure I can hear myself. It's kind of weird, echoing and now no sound. No, Steven, nice to see you. This is actually in Colorado. I think this is cement covering this area. But I didn't grab this shot. I went up there. I climbed up to the top. This is what I think this thing's made of. Now, if you go back to the Devil's Stair Steps or the other ones that I showed you, you don't have this composite stone. So I don't know what we're seeing here. I got a real close-up. Well, Joe, I hope you can hear me now. Yeah, thank you, Storm, for support. So this is this arch, and if this stuff is made of this, I don't understand how it's possible, because these are pictures of the arch, the stone. I climbed up to the top, so I came up here, and when I see this, it looks really rough, and I'm like, that's cement, right? But then I got up into there, and I got some close-ups of it as well, and you can really see, especially here, over here, you can see that it's that same composite material, but it's showing such a rough edge. It really does look like concrete. So this is a big question. Is this arch modern day creation and they did it for the arch? Or is this actually a real dike, volcanic dike? Because in my opinion, that volcanic dike doesn't seem to add up. It's not the same color as the other one. And when you see this, it looks like it's like somebody slapped concrete on there. Cool. Can you hear me now, Joe? Just so curious. So here's a shot of it, and you're looking at, and then this part right here looks like concrete. So I don't know if they did something to this thing. Yeah, I think that, but if it is older, and somebody drove past, and I caught him on video because I had all my windows down, and I didn't want them to stop and take all my stuff out of the truck. So this is the, I forgot the name of this. I should get it for you. Now I'm leaving the park. Let me see if I can find that for you real quick and get the name of the Highway of Legends, Highway 17, Colorado attractions. All right, let's see if we can get some images of a map and get, that looks right here. Okay, so I'm showing you a map I just found. I hope I don't show you porn. And the Cordoba Pass 46 Road, because I thought it was, okay, it's right there. It's somewhere between here and here. There's that archway, but they're not showing it. Okay, so let me try again. Archway on Highway of Legends, Archway 46 Road. Road 46, Highway of Legends, Archway made by the Forest Department. See if that gets us anything. Anything? No? No archway? No? That looks like it might have it. Let's see here. Corridor Management Plan. Where's the... I hate it when they do that. Alright. So it doesn't really show... Oh yeah, there it is. Apishapa Arch. Okay, let me try that now. Apishapa Arch in Colorado. Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. Apishapa Arch. Yes, I did. There we go. The Apishapa Arch. So, do a little research on that and see if the Apishapa Arch is 100% fake. I mean, I don't see why they would do that. I think they would have hit a dike and they went through it. They made a little hole. I guess we can go and look at the Wikipedia. That's Bridge Hunter. Okay, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but I was looking for the wiki. Geocaching, Apishapa Arch, Apishapa, Pinterest, Shutterstock. Okay, we can look at some pictures. Old there, and you can see like there was something going on there, and they changed it. This is older than that, so that kind of shows. Let's see the other side. Okay, I'll have to do the research. I don't want to be too boring. Let's move on. Yeah, I speak all the time now. I use the mic to search for stuff all the time. Okay, let's get through these pictures and then I'll end this video. I'm so worried that I'm going to lose it. So, San Isabel National Forest. When I left Cordoba Road, I got a few signs. And that's pretty much it. Went over some cattle rails. And then I took a picture of another dike on the other side. Thought it was pretty interesting, this dike. Okay, couldn't get any good pictures from my phone. Dangerous intersection because there's no stop signs. I parked over here and I took... This is a nice... Okay, so I like that. I wanted to know more about that. This is a dike coming down from the mountains. All broken up. And that's the east peak. That's the west peak over there, I guess. And this dike's coming down more from the west peak than the east peak. Created this big wall. But here's the thing. As I got closer to the end, we started to see a different type of rock. Now, I'll be honest with you. Well, I gotta find it first. This one right here, right? This is it. This is it. Okay, if you look at the measurement on this, it's not even 1/10 of a mile wide. If we measure the width of these walls, go there to there, and change it to feet, it's 600 feet. It's not even 1,000 feet. It's not even a kilometer. It's not a kilometer wide. It's 600 feet wide. If we had, that's like a sixth of a kilometer. That's 100 feet times 6. So it's really small. Let's look at kilometers just to see if I'm how close. I say 0.6. No, 0.20. 0.20 kilometers. It's not even a mile. There's how many miles? So that measurement, I'm going to hit done. If I tweak this a little bit, because I think I got a little too wide, it's about 1/10 of a mile wide. These things aren't that wide. Sound pretty low. I can turn this bad boy up really high. I have it turned up all the way over there, but hold on, I got a cough. Oh, I don't know why it's so low. I had it turned up. That's all the way up. I actually don't want it that high. Where's the other one? It's right here. See? I have it right here. I don't want it all the way up. You tell me if that goes lower. This is 1/3. This is halfway. This is 75%. Yeah, so I don't know. There's some sound problems. We never know. Let me just move that back over. All right, let's get these pictures, and then I can listen to all this and figure it out later. All right, here we are. So I want to show you this. This is kind of weird. When you get over, so I'm just taking a bunch of pictures from the same spot. These are panoramic, and some are not panoramic. Now this one shows a good one down here. You got a different color stone coming out, and I call that bedrock because it looks like a bunch of caves. But and they look nice too, by the way. As I go forward, get away from this area, out of focus pictures, I zoomed in as much as possible. That kind of looks like a, let's go back. That kind of looks like a cave right there. But mostly what I saw that looked like caves were not very deep. And there's bedrock again. And I zoomed in there. I thought that was cool looking. Spanish Peaks. Okay, so now we're on the move. I might be driving. I think I stopped the car to get this. I got out of the car to get these to show that there's a different color rock down here. So this is 1/10 of a mile wide. Starting here, it goes in a fifth of, 0.05 miles, 1/20th of a mile, and you get this different color in the middle. Now I'm trying to get what you call a panoramic shot here, so you can see the whole thing. But what you really see is this volcanic dike mountain, because there's the dike, but this is the mountain it created, and you've got a totally different color rock down there. That I would like to understand more. That's a pretty clear one. See what happened here? So you've got a totally different type of rock just down the mountain. This one, I believe, is some type of overburden. It's like it's a processed, really weak sandstone. Okay, let's see. Do they go up or they're grade? Well, let me show you one more time. If I can find it again. I always lose that, right? This one, you can see that there's a grade. Okay, let me move this so you can zoom in. Okay, there's you can get it like that. There you go. How's that? So we can make that longer now that we see that it stops right about here. And we can make that longer because it stops right about there. So this is almost 1/4 mile wide, to be fair. Now these are not the same dikes. These are not the same dikes at all. And here you can, if you, pull it down to the bottom, pull that down. Now you get it to 1/2 mile. So it's 1/2 mile wide now. These are the dikes to the north. We can go down to the south part if you want. First, let's make this north-south. We were like right about here. I think that's the road, right? That's the dike. That's the dike I took a picture of, and then, wow, that's pretty cool, right? You can see the road I took. I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't see other roads. Rio Seco Creek, Spanish Peaks Ranch Reservoir number 13. That doesn't. So you can see that dike's not coming from the center of the mountain, right? That dike's coming. So the question is, where's the road? Is that the tunnel right there? Is that it? Look, that's it, right? That's it. So that's where I drove through, and then we followed that road more. Where's that coming from? So that's coming from this one, kinda. And it's going up and over this other mountain. This is why I don't really believe the mainstream story, because that could be fake, and I'm wondering if that's just fake, because it doesn't seem to match this other part. So yeah, you can see these so-called dikes popping up. This one here, that's not the road. Okay, so the road went this way, and then I came over here on the other side of this dike. So I was trying to take pictures, trying to catch dike shots. I love taking pictures of dikes. When I was a kid, I was always looking up... Never mind. Okay, so that was a joke. Okay, let's get out of here and get back to my pictures. Bad joke. What's this? Is that my picture? Oh yeah, that's my picture. Okay, let's enlarge this and keep looking, because I just don't understand. Yeah, it's about maybe you could say anywhere from a tenth of a mile to a half a mile wide. I guess realistically it's more than a tenth. But when I looked straight down at it, it didn't look that wide. Now maybe it's also because it's a lot higher than I originally calculated, because I was thinking these were only like 1,000 feet tall, but now I'm saying maybe they're even a little taller than that, maybe 2,000 foot tall maximum. So go over the Twin Peaks Ranch if you want to see pictures of, or if you want to visit this yourself. This is leaving the Cordoba Pass, going towards Aguilar, and yeah, there was a lot of this stuff going on, and the mainstream explanation is water erosion, right? That's not from wind. That's from water coming down the side. Okay, that's my thumbnail. Yeah, I caught a face. Now the face changed. It wasn't perfect. When I started to get a little closer, it started to look like something from Star Wars. So yeah, it's a little bit of a clickbait, but I thought it was pretty cool. So if you look at my thumbnail, you'll see that. And then I grabbed a bunch more. I think we're pretty much done. This is just driving over towards the crisscross that I kept showing you. I never did get a close-up look of these things. You know, I didn't have my good camera, so I really missed out on some good shots. Here's one, another Spinal Ridge mountain way out there in the desert. This is far away from the mountains. This is totally random. This is why I don't do live streams, or this is why I want to stop doing live streams, because of all the sound problems. Okay, we're going to get up to the last part of this, and then we'll... some shots I took of this mountain, just trying to get a clear one. Driving... Oh, yeah, and there's somebody with a house up here. That was pretty cool. I'll show you the house. Okay, now... Okay, I guess I didn't have the house. Where did that go? Okay, so... Probably going to show up in a minute, but this is some some coal sticking up at the base of one of these intelligently placed mountains. So there's something going on with coal. All right, where are we? Where are we? What was that? Spanish Peaks Guest House? Wait, what is this? This doesn't make sense. Okay, this is, I guess I didn't take some good pictures. That coal wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, yeah. We're going to get it. This is the first... I found one. I took pictures of it. This is just the end of a dike. But do you notice it's not orange? It's not... maybe it is the composite stone, semi-granite type of stone. I'm not sure. I guess I took some crappy pictures. So this is the house up there on one of the dikes. I guess you can say it's a dike or a plateau. So I think that's his house. So maybe we can call him sometime. And then I came out and I was done. I didn't get a lot of photos. I got some videos. Let me show you one of the videos. So this is a video. Yeah, I did all this explanation. I got these cows, and then I realized I wasn't filming. So they ran away, and they got a little nervous when they saw me. Looks like the cow's pretty cautious of me. Feels like it's number 16 in the mom. And now we're actually still farther away than I thought. Look at this. We got a lot more cows coming. Let's roll down the windows. Okay, so this is the crisscross. I'll show you exactly where that is. Once I get in here. Where's my map? And I was doing live stream videos, but they weren't working out. So, Ideal Road. Now, there were two roads that went in. County Road 330. That was the road. And I'm going to show you exactly where that is. Right here. You got these crisscrosses up here. You got one here. What's that? What's this? Oh, that's a measurement. Oh, see, that's way off. So that's why I got way off. That's not right at all. Let's be a little more fair. Okay, there we go. So we're back down to 0.17 miles. No half mile. That's not a half mile wide. And if I do it again, I start new, and I do it again, I just go from here to here. Okay, so including the contour, it's 0.17 miles. But I think if without the contour, going up the hill and down the hill about that far, it's like about 1/10 of a mile, a little more. I don't want to lie to you. Now, the crisscross here is quite prominent. Over here is another one. And I took a video from this point looking up into here. That's on the YouTube. And then I crossed past here. This is Highway 330. And I stopped here and I got a couple pieces of that rock that's on the ground right there. It's very easy to touch. So let's see that video. And see if I don't do it in this one, but that's that same mountain range right there that I'm talking about. I'm driving up to it, and the fact that I'm going to lower the volume. The fact that it's so far away still means it's a lot taller than I originally thought. I thought it was like 1,000 feet tall, but then when I got up to it, I'm like, well, that's a little more than 1,000 feet. That looks more like it's about. Maybe 15, I think 1,000 foot was right about here. I mean, how tall is a tree? If that tree right there is 15 feet tall or 20 feet tall, then you can times that by 5. Lots of cows happy to see me that day. That's my hand. So now, okay, that's the other dike. Stop. Okay, that's the other dike. If you want to know what we're looking at right there, that's over here. Wait, let me get that out of the way. That's here, the other side, which starts right about here. So if you notice, these ridges, the south side are flat and exposed. And on the other side, they're covered with chaparral. They're covered with bushes. They're not exposed. So that's one thing. Big dike, it says. Big dike. Well, it gave it a name, Big Dike. Wow, is that a road? See, that's the road I should have found right there. I wish I had found that road. I didn't even know about this. But I didn't want it there. Where I wanted to go was right here in the middle. Do you see any roads to there? I wanted to stand up there, but it looked like it was going to be quite the hike. And it was all private property. There were fences. Actually, this one didn't have a fence. But it was pretty big. So let's go back to the video. Oops, it started. Oh, it started over again? No, that's a different video. That's a different video. So, okay, what I'm doing here is this video was taken a little bit earlier, and I was way far away from that. So that's why I thought it was 1,000 feet. Now, if you look right here, this is the center point. This is going down a little bit, but when you are looking at it in real life, let me show you. Okay, what is all this crap? So basically, we're looking from up here, looking straight in, and you're seeing it go down a little bit. So it's not like it's the same height. And I don't understand why it's so straight, but I feel like this one was created afterwards. Because if this one was created later and stopped and then restarted, I don't think it would be so perfect, right? That's such a perfect line right there. So in my opinion, this one is older, but they did know and they anticipated this one going over it, and they lowered it down. So this point here is higher, it goes lower, and then it comes back and comes back high again. I'm assuming, because I didn't see it after that. This is Highway 330. By the way, it's county road, not highway. So many straight dikes. Why are they so straight, you know? All right. Something happened to this other window. I was doing this. I guess I was watching a video. But I think we're done pretty much. I think I've talked for a long time. 90 minutes. I went through the whole Colorado. I should change the title to The Colorado Trip Summary. But it took a while, didn't it? Last chance to have any comments. Let's go through the... Thank you, Storm Run Gaming. So let's see here. Voice is fine. Strange, halfway full. Blast sound the same. Do those go straight up like a cliff? Well, sometimes they seem to flatten out and create a wall at the top. Matched very well. Looked like the wall got hit by water, pushed away. The face, yes. Pig heads. The buildings. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for coming with me for the whole 90 minutes. You were here in the beginning. But I am out of here. It's not easy for me to video. Let's see what else I can show you before I get out of here. I got a bunch of other stuff over here. Kind of stuff that I just grabbed. Okay, we're done with that. I'm not done with that, am I? Will I ever be done with that? Okay, so this one was another mountain called Bald Mountain. I was in Upland, and I know Mount Baldy in Upland, or north of Upland. But I got a bunch of pictures here that I was grabbing from South Africa, including this weird plateau thing. This thing, I think, was some type of ancient sacrificial plateau or something. We talked about all this. This is my Was This Atlantis page. Where's this? I think this was in New Mexico. So I found another ridge, some random place. So you can go through those by yourself. Some of these are North America, some of them are Africa, Western Sahara, some of them are not. You know, this, oh, okay, so this is Lake Huron in New Mexico. And that's a 13 and a half long ridge that has a parallel part to it. This is down in Dulce. Okay, some people might not think that that's cut up plateau. But we're talking about lines that are like, I forgot. So, anyways, this is just some stuff from the past. You can go to Was This Atlantis yourself. Let's close this whole thing, and let's get here, and we'll go through these pictures. These are some stuff I downloaded. I heard there were some of these lines in Afghanistan. I'd like to check those out. The giant story. I showed you that. I showed you that. Did I talk about this? I'd like to go and show you that. Okay, what's this? I don't know where I got this. So this kind of shows a contoured version of it. Somewhere on Google Earth. I don't know. There's some orientation graphs I got if you really care about stuff like that. Some hinges from ancient America. You got your circular hinge and your octagonal hinge. It's really not quite a square. That looks a little square. I think it's at angles. I could be wrong. Something that was colorized. I didn't know what this was, and I grabbed it. The geoglyph of Calakmul. Not sure about that. Interested in that. That's it. That's a modern day star fort from the 1800s in New Mexico, near Las Vegas, New Mexico. And to me, it looked pretty interesting. So I did a couple of searches, some geographic of the... I won't talk about that. the face again, and that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. What's this? Okay. That's all I got. We're pretty much done. Let me just check for any last minute questions while I close all these windows down. And then we'll get out of here. Yeah, the Highway of Legends. The Highway of Legends goes from Walsenburg. This actually looks like a cool website, huh? Vacation directory. Highway of Legends Scenic Byway. So, if you're on the 25, Interstate 25 that goes to Santa Fe, New Mexico, you take it up into Colorado. I didn't stop at the Massacre Memorial. Trinidad has Highway 12. I didn't go to Stonewall, but I got that picture for you. I took the Cacharas Pass up over the Apachava River Pass, the 46 Road to Aguilar. Then I went up there and I got the pictures of I didn't get pictures. I went to visit that crisscross mountain range. The double crisscross. That's what we should call it, right? So that's what I did. Where's my comments? Comments, where are they? I must have closed them. All right, well, let's reopen it so I see if I have any more comments. So, yeah, Highway of Legends. That was pretty much the road I took across. You can see the two peaks right there. Let's go and get that real close. And then open up my my YouTube again and then say goodbye. There we are. Good. Let's talk about it. Have some sound. 6 thumbs up. Okay, I'll check that out now. Why check it out later? I'll check it out right now. What is that? The Texas thing? I got some comments. Let's see if that's related. Nope, not related. Okay, yeah, that's what comments are. Let me move that over here. Last chance for a comment. A tomb or something near Saqqara. Okay, let's open up Google Earth again and plug those numbers in. Put it right in there. And then I'm ready for dinner. It's 5:30. It's dinner time. Let's see. Is it going to take me to... Oh, that's over here? Oh, yeah. Look at that. Well, that's interesting indeed with those mounds there. That's interesting. Yeah, I never saw that. Some kind of ancient tomb. You know, that's when you need to turn on all of Google's thing here so they can talk about it. Yeah, but, you know, a lot of stuff isn't mainstream. These circles here are very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, 6 entry points. That's very interesting. I wonder what that looks like right there. So what you do is you go to Google Pro and see if anybody took any pictures of it, because that's where you're going to find out. So there's Google Earth Pro. Now you can find the pictures in the online version, but they're just not as easy. The problem here is we got to... they don't have a search. Where's the search? Search. Find? No, that's... Can I find something here? Let's try that. Let's do that. Will that help? There we go. Now we can turn that off. So now if we have any images, people take pictures. Photos are selected. No photo? One problem with Google. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff out here. Look at that. That's a little bit of a... Let's go back. This is not showing any pictures, so we're out of luck. Let's get rid of the search. How do you get rid of it? See, here you have images, right? So that's in the middle of nowhere. What you just showed me, right? Let's go back and look at Google Earth. So yeah, very interesting. Yeah, no, they're not going to tell you everything about that. So you go over here and click this guy, and maybe you get some pictures too. But it makes all that flashing, so yeah, you got all sorts of stuff. Look at this. All sorts of stuff right there. These look like weird tumuli. I really don't know what to say. I don't know about Egypt. But it's definitely cool looking. That is very, very cool. What's this? Apartment building in Egypt. That doesn't look like an apartment building. That's interesting. Look at that. That looks like an ancient canal or river right there. And this is all burnt out. What happened here? Looks like that burned down, man. Something burned. Very interesting. Well, don't be shy. You can always put stuff like that on my look, is that okay, so what I'm seeing here is mining. This is ancient mining right here. In my opinion, all those things there, that's overburden dumping. Now, I'm not saying it's modern day, but the fact that it's this different color and it's got these little layers, that looks like a mining dump to me. That's what I say about that. I mean, where's it coming from? Why is it this color? Oh, what's that? That's a bulldozer doing that. More mining is what that is. That's some mining. Some kind of mining, right? But whatever happened over here, I mean, I don't know. Looks like somebody's living there and mining. That's what I would guess. And I say it's ancient. That, overburden dumping, all this, it looks just like that one place. Okay, I don't even know which way is north. A mine to the north, huh? Is that it? Or is there another one? So what we were looking at was right over here. That is very cool, though. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doorways. There's probably another one. I don't know what the hell this is. It's got these little chimneys. I mean, I don't know what to think. There's no roads that go there. There's this road, kind of. There's more buildings over here and more of these super small. So let's see how wide those are. These big ones, they are 1/10 of a mile wide. As wide as those earth things, right? Let's go feet. 88 feet. That's not 1/10 of a mile. That's not 1/10 of a mile. And over here, these things are really small. What are those, 10 feet wide? 25 feet wide, those circles right there. Very cool stuff. You know, I'm trying to make these videos a lot more interesting. I'm trying to develop the other channel and get back into having personal videos. I only have 5,000 subscribers after 13 years of YouTube. Something's up. So, yeah, well, you know, if you feel like you should know about stuff already, what about this? What about this right here? Why don't you know about this? Where am I looking? Back it up a little bit. Where is it? Oh, there it is, right there. Why don't we know about this? What's going on here? Are you telling me that that's natural? I think that that's been cut and cut and cut and cut. Those are all parallel cuts on the top of a mountain. What's going on there? This is about half a mile wide. If we go from here to here, that's actually over a mile right there. So if you really want to know why we're not knowing about it, that's at 1.5 miles right there. And the ones that I'm looking at are this area right here. I mean, what the heck happened here? Who made those cuts? This is not natural. Okay? This is not natural. I'm sorry. I've learned there's ancient quarrying going on here. When I first saw this, I was in shock. And then I found another one nearby. Well, I have to say, I don't do a lot of Google Earth Pro. Okay, so another place I want to show you that pardon me while I cough. Throat got awfully dry. This is Mauritania up here. And if you go to the Eye of Africa and you go to ancient Atlantis, and by the way, Herodotus finds Atlantis people here. So you've got a large area that could have been considered Atlantis. And when we go up here, let's take a look right here. Oh no, I forgot. Google Earth doesn't show it, but we have this other one called satellites.pro. It zooms in pretty damn quick. And let's go in here. What was that? Let's go in here and take a look at this area now. Because when you get over here and look at it, you can't see everything very clearly. And it just looks like blue. Dolosemite. But when you look here and you zoom in on satellites.pro, you start to see the lines. You can see the lines going through the sand, but you can also see it going through the platform or the whatever this is, this bedrock. Now here you can if you look at the Google Earth, you can barely see it. You can kind of try, but oh, there, up here. You don't really see much. Something's being blurred. But when you go to satellites.pro, you very clearly see these lines. Well, we'll see about that, because I'm going back to the richat structure in a few weeks. But until then, I am out of here. I am ready for a nap or some relaxation time. I'm just going to do a quick look at what you said before I go. Storm Run Game, it's so strange. I feel like we should already know this stuff. Yeah, I read that, and we really should. There are ruins. I've gone over it. Check out my other videos. Thank you. Have a good night yourself. I will be looking for your comments below. Oh, I have another thing I forgot to say. So this is for you. If you are still watching and you are... What's going on here with this? What's she all about? So if you are into Steam, STEAM, and you want a Steam card, $100 Steam card, because you made it to the end of this video, now it's your chance to win a $100 Steam card. Put a comment below. Tell me you want the Steam card, and I'll tell you what to do. I'm not just going to give it to the first person. They got to do a task. So we got to figure out what that task is going to be. But it's going to be real easy for you. Steam card. Yeah, I don't have a picture of Steam. Steam card. Let's see. Steam card. Okay, these Steam cards. This is it right here. Steam card. They are worth $100. I got one. If you're a gamer and you want to win this Steam card from me, just put your name down below and I'll put you in the running. So I'm not going to try to... I can't give it to more than one person. And I'm going to make it official in the next video. This video is just the beginning. But I want to know if you're interested. And maybe you will get the Steam card. And I'll tell you a secret. I have 2 of them. So $200 Steam cards, maybe not given out at the same time, but if I have enough interest, I will give you that card. So just let me know. Alrighty. We're out of here. Oh, I don't have a speaker, so I can't hear this. Can you? No, I don't think you can hear it. Where is the sound? No sound? That's just wrong. Okay, well, it's over, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.